guys, I'm back. Today is Saturday the 20th, and I just was going to talk a little bit about just how this last week is gone. If you hear that noise in the background, it's my baby's in a swing, so it's kind of sounding like a little clock or something ticking. But and sorry about the lighting of this video. It's really dark. I'm in my living room, and it's really kind of dark. But anyway, I burnt my forehead with a curling iron. Sorry. This last week has gone pretty good. Sailor's been sleeping through the night. Well, not through the night, but he's been sleeping, well, somewhat, I guess, through the night. Last night he went to bed at about 1 o'clock, and he didn't get up until 6, and I slept beside him. I have his bassinet beside me, and I slept beside him, and he slept that long, so it was exciting. But anyway, I don't know, this last week, I don't know, I just have kind of come to the conclusion that, if I say one more time, seriously, I'm going to punch myself in the face. I've come to the conclusion that there's always some sort of sorrow hanging over my head, or at least that's where I am right now. I think that it's sad because it kind of, I guess because I had a baby and lost a baby, and then had, got pregnant and had another one so soon, it kind of puts a damper on my excitement for him. And because I am, just always checking on him, is a little bit kind of always feeling like I'm kind of clenched, because my stress level is, I guess at times, kind of high. Even if I don't even realize it, I'm constantly looking over at him, checking on him. So I was going to talk a little bit about how my marriage has held up over, after the death of our daughter Tess to SIDS. April 2010 is when it happened. If you are just now watching this video and you don't know any of the background, I'm sure that's not the case. But anyway, I know that right when it first happened, well, first of all, me and my husband have been married. In November it will be 11 years. So we've been married 10 years. And, it's not been, at times it's been hard. He was married before my husband was. And so, I met him after he was divorced. And so there was some baggage there. But right after, right when it happened, he was the only person that I felt like understood or could comfort me, and I wanted to be with him like 24/7. Months went on, or weeks went on, months went on, and that kind of changed. I realized that I was kind of relying on him to, kind of be my counselor. And so, after just a few weeks, I started going to counseling because he wasn't my counselor, and he had his own crap to deal with, and he didn't know how to help me, and I didn't really know how to help him. But a few people have asked, how did y'all blame each other? Did he blame you? Did you blame him? We didn't blame each other because one of us, maybe, and then, when I'm ready, I'll tell you all the story of what happened. But one of us was in the bed with her, not both at the same time, but one of us was in our queen size bed with her sometime the night before, the night that she died. And so we don't really know who was beside her when she died. The coroner couldn't really give us an exact time of when, an exact moment or time of when she passed. They gave us a window, and one of us was in the bed with her. So my husband, I went and laid her down in the bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I went to get some rest and went and slept with my other girls. One of my other girls, they had bunk beds up at the time, and so I went and slept with one of them. And so Brian slept beside her for a few hours until he got up at 5 o'clock to go to work. And then I got in the bed with her. So I came back into our room and got in the bed so that I could hear her. So I think that's one reason why we didn't blame each other. I know I was the one that found her the morning that it happened, and I know that he has from the get-go like just said he wished he would have been the one to find her. He felt bad that I had to go through that by myself. And I don't know, I've always appreciated that he said that. It shows me that he loves me and that he cares about how things affect me. Obviously, I guess that's kind of stupid to say. It's a given. We've been married for 10 years, but so at first I wanted to be with him 24/7. After a time, I don't know, he had to get up and go to work after a few weeks. He had to go to work again, and I didn't have to. And so I think I more had the luxury to lay in the bed if I wanted to. And he at one point just kind of said, what would happen if I just lay in the bed? You got to get up and function. And he was right. So I don't know how, like, I don't really know. I guess I don't really have any advice for couples that are going through this, except that I do what's the word? I do encourage counseling, because when I went to counseling, I actually need to start going back. I stopped going a few months back, but when I went to counseling, it was like I was able to go into this room with a person. I actually went to see a lady that I could like purge everything that I was thinking and feeling. There was no judgments, and she was able to like listen to me and not judge me. And I don't know, I think that was helpful to our marriage, because there might be some moments or days that he didn't want to talk about it, and then I did, and that can build resentment right there. Or there might be some days that he wants to talk about it and I don't. So I don't know, I just went to counseling, and it helped, because like I said, it felt like when I would leave, I would feel like a weight had been lifted, because it helps to, like, for me, it helps to talk about it, and it helped me to go see somebody professionally. So that's one thing that I think helped us somewhat. I also think that it helps that we just have a commitment to our marriage, and we would not, it has been rough. I'm not saying that it hasn't been. It has been really rough. And I think that, when I have been so angry at times, and I'm sure as well, when he's been so angry, we've probably taken it out on each other. We're the ones that are here. So, but we have a commitment to each other and to our other children and to our daughter that's gone, to like stay together and try to make it, to work it out, because our kids need us and she needs us. She wants us. She wants us to work it out. And I think that in some ways, I think that, I'm not saying that I think it brings us any joy or anything, because it doesn't. It's only sorrow at this point. But I think that losing our daughter kind of made our marriage more rich, because he's the only person in the world that that went through that with me. He's her father. He's the only person in the world that feels the same way about her that I do. And I just can't imagine being with anybody else at this point. Good or I just can't imagine it. So anyway, that's why we are still trucking along. And I mean, I love him and he loves me. He's my best friend. We've been through hell, but we have a commitment to each other to try to continue to be married, and to to try to love one another, and to try to get over this. Not to get over this, but to try to to be happy again. And I don't know what else to say. I wish I had some questions, or I'm trying to think. So that's where we are right now in our marriage. I definitely think that we both have a lot of anger still. I think that there's still a lot of sadness. But Brian gets up and goes to work every day, and I get up and I try to take care of our kids, and that's where we are. I don't think that life's a picnic by any means, but we're trying to find those moments of joy here and there, so that it helps us to sustain and to live a life together and to love one another.